Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Brummet Media channel. It's great to have you here. Please subscribe, share, like, comment. We love to hear your questions and feedback. Feel free to reach out to us. Our website, our links are all in the write-ups for each and every video. You'll also find a way of reaching out to us through the About section of this YouTube channel. Lots of information there for you to follow up on, lots of links to browse, and I hope that you take the time to do so. Today, we're going to be answering a question that was submitted from Cindy. Now, Cindy is from the United States, and she has a writing relating question. She wants to know if, as a writer, if I think too much detail can detract from the reading experience. Cindy, I have to say, absolutely, absolutely, it takes away from that. I realize that there is a genre of readers out there who want to be, who want that extra detail, who want to know every intricate little description, every intricate scene development, everything. They want it explained to them. They want a picture. I personally am a big fan of letting the reader's mind create the world that they're entering rather than filling all the details in for them. So I personally feel that giving just enough information so that in their mind, they're picturing, well, let's use the background today. They're picturing laying in the grass in the field, maybe in a park, maybe it's in a field, maybe it's by a creek. Okay. And we're giving them this scenario. We're helping them feel the ambiance of the close-up view of the grass and the grass seeds and maybe the little ants or bugs or whatever, looking up at the sky, seeing the clouds float by. We're going to be sharing with them this scenery, but in their mind, they're going to create the hue of green or gray or sand or birds or anything else that's going on in their world they're creating. So a certain amount we want to share with them. At the same time, we want them to be able to create their own world, their own scene. You know, have you ever read a book and you've come up with this image of the character, you know, and then that author releases maybe a video where they've animated an animated video, or maybe they've hired some actors to create a little trailer about their video. And what the author was picturing for their characters is not what you were in your imagery, in your mind as the reader, isn't a matchup. And so as a reader, you become slightly disappointed because you were picturing, that character wearing these clothes and the scenery in this way and the sounds and all of this. And then you see what the author was picturing and it's different. It doesn't match up to yours. It's sort of disappointing as a reader. Have you ever gone to a movie, based on a book that you really enjoyed and you're thinking, oh, the movie's going to be great. And then you're disappointed often because the movie can't encompass everything. It can't possibly encompass, 800-page book in a 1.5 hour movie. It just cannot do it. And so you go there and you find the characters look different, the scenery is different, the houses are different, their clothing is different, the colors are different. It's not what you imagined. They're older, they're younger, whatever. So I don't know. I think we have to allow our readers the ability to create their own world, their own ambiance, around this book. I think, writers of poetry get this all the time. Songwriters, musicians, they get this all the time. When they're producing that particular material, they have this feeling, this imagery, this emotion that is evoking from them. Someone else will receive that, though, in a completely different way. You might be talking about your love of your dog, the bond that you have with your dog, but because you haven't specified and filled in all the details. The reader takes that and they're thinking, oh, this perfectly fits the emotional uh, scene in my mind that I have with my parents, you know, and you're going with your parents. I wasn't even talking about a human, but they're taking it in a completely different way. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of this. Even while as a writer, we're trying to communicate in the best way that we can, we're also trying to allow the reader to have as much room in there to take what they're receiving, incorporate it into their own emotional journey, their own experiences and life experiences, and convert it into something that matters to them, that works with their world, that impacts them in their own way. So it's an interesting sort of balance, don't you think, that we get to play with as writers? Um, I personally feel when I'm reading a book and they're droning on and on and on about how the furniture looks and what kind of curtains are there and what kind of wallpaper it is, and on and on and on, telling me about this room, I get so bored. Like, I'm so bored. And I feel like I'm starting to skip forward because I want to get to something that's entertaining, that's going to take my mind somewhere. And so, me personally, that's how I feel about it. I realize we're all different. Many, many readers out there are going to say, yeah, I don't agree with her at all. But that's my personal opinion as a writer and as a reader. I'd love to hear your feedback, everyone. You know, feel free to put in the comments how do you go about balancing that as a writer or as a reader? How do you feel about the how deep a writer goes into describing the scene or the room? I would love to hear your feedback in that regard. Please do feel free to reach out to me directly or create a conversation on social networking sites referring to this video, or leave a comment right here in this video, because I'd really like to follow the chain of thoughts that this produces. Thank you, Cindy, for the question. Do you think too much detail can detract from the reading experience? I think it opened a quite an interesting topic that I might have to delve deeper into later on. Thank you.